G'day guys, Marcus searching for adventure, and welcome back to another video. I finally found a cracking day here on the Gold Coast, and I'm going to go out and do my first shakedown trip with the new 22.5 foot Great Aussie Caravan TONKA. So got it all hooked up here to the Ram. I'm about to head out to a HIPCAMP not too far from where I live, so I've got to grab a little bit of fuel, throw a few $1,000s into the big Ram. I've got to grab a gas bottle, and then we'll be on our way. Let's go. Wanted to make a comment about the Ram 1500 and the tow haul mode that it's got built into the system. I've done about 2,000 Ks with the van on coming back up from Melbourne, so I've done a fair bit of travel with it. And with the tow haul mode, what it's really good at is obviously it holds the gears longer when you're accelerating, but also too when you're going on a descent, it holds the gear, so it sort of saves you for having to go into, I guess, manual mode that you would normally do when you're towing a van and you want to hold a gear if you've got an automatic vehicle. So I find that a really good feature. It will hold, you know, third gear if it needs, or fourth gear, or whatever it might be, and it tends to really know, you know, when the road's flattening out and it wants to go up a gear. So that's a feature I think that is really good here in the Ram 1500. Obviously it probably does use a little bit more fuel, but it's something you don't have to kind of think about, I guess, where in a car that doesn't have this system built in. Well, I've arrived and the weather is bloody perfect. So I'm here. It is a HIPCAMP just out the back of Canungra called Aussie Ranch. Open up the gate here. Spoken to the lady. I'm going to pick up some firewood tonight, and down over there, you won't be able to see it there, but there is a big lake. Pretty excited for the first little shakedown trip of the TONKA, and here she is. Wow, have a look at this. Beautiful. 45 minutes from the Gold Coast, and here I am out the back of Canungra. There's been a bit of rain the last couple of days, so it is quite wet underfoot, but I've got a pretty nice site here. It is a HIPCAMP, as I mentioned before, and I'm right on the lake. It is a little bit breezy, but I'm sure I will make do. With the van here, it is a little uneven, but what I'll do is, obviously I've got the Cruise Master airbag system, so I'm going to level that up now, but I'll show you guys how that actually works. So it's the latest generation of suspension with Cruise Master. It's called the BCS, Body Control System. So you can actually level your van at the click of a button. See, there's a little bit of lean on the van. All right, so with the Cruise Master Body Control System, or BCS, you can just push a button to get your caravan level. You don't have to use the key fob. And yeah, again, look, the key fob and having airbags is is a luxury. This is even just sort of, I guess, one step above that, where you just push a button, it will do the leveling for you. So I've pushed the auto leveling button, and it's told me that I need to bring my jockey wheel up about 300 mil, and obviously it's going to adjust the airbags east to west to suit. So we'll go ahead and hit go. I don't know if you can see that there. Jockey wheel 280, left wheel up 40 mil, ready to level. Warning, vehicle stand clear. Right, so that got me as level as it could. So it's about 98% of air in that left airbag and about 3% in this on this side, on the right hand side. So it needs a smidgen more, but it's a fairly uneven side. Anyway, I need to unhitch, otherwise I will be I have all the blood rushing to my head. Big on the Bosch jockey stand on this van. I have had the blackjack, and I'm going to be interested to see difference in the amount of work that you have to do, because the blackjack, you just pushed a button. This one here, obviously you need a drill, and you have to put your little foot on it as well. So a little bit longer, but that's me complaining. Still a lot easier. Anyway, I'll get this unhitched and put this up. And never forget, put the handbrake on. I got the wheels chocked. It's been a while. There you go, you can see on my levels, I'm not too bad there. There, and east-west is looking pretty good.
In the depths of silence, where echoes remain, you were the sunrise, and I was the rain. A collision of souls, opposing in flight. I was the darkness, you yearned for the light. Now you're gone, and I'm losing my mind, losing my mind, I'm losing my mind. Now you're gone. Why did you cut me up, bring me out, and leave me high and dry?
Fire's not going that great, guys. I didn't have any small kindling, and I'm not sure I'm going to be cooking on my fire tonight. It's looking pretty sad. So it's really good quality hardwood, so some firelighters there, but it hasn't helped. Beautiful sunset. Have a look at this. Finally back out there. I'm not really in the bush, but I'm out there in the new van, so nothing to complain about. Gonna have to abandon cooking my steak on the fire, which is a bit of a bummer. I was looking forward to that. I just can't get the fire going. I don't have enough bloody kindling, and it's hardwood, really good hardwood. But anyway, it'll give me a good chance to get out my new Westinghouse induction cooktop. I'll cook my steak and sell it on that. I'm going to relax and chill out in my van. I mean, have a go of it. I'm pretty excited. I've bought some crap in here that I've got to pack away. So I'll get that done. And pretty much I've got, in this van, I've got about 85%, 90% of the stuff that I want to carry when I travel. I've got chairs, tables, camping equipment, cutlery, plates, all those sorts of things, bowls, barbecue, everything like that. So yeah, don't have too much to put in the van. I'm going to turn my Eberspacher hot water system on, or in fact I just did turn it on, and that little icon there says that the furnace is on. Let me pop it up. How high does it go? It goes to 35. Don't need it that hot. I'll just go to 30. And I am definitely going to have a nice shower, because I feel bloody disgusting. more sweaty. Anyway. How sad's this? Oh, had to bring my work computer with me. I'm gone overnight and I have to do a little bit of work tonight. So on this little shakedown trip, shakedown trip disguised as the walkthrough video, I've had to leave at lunchtime today and get back about lunchtime tomorrow. So unfortunately I've had to bring my work with me to get some emails done, and I bring my whole computer. I can't work on a laptop. I've still got to cook the steak. I've got to get to that. I'm just pottering around in my van, which is kind of nice. It's been planning this van for a while, and just to be able to potter. I got some fruit out. Look at that. I'm making it homely already. Looking forward to testing this out tomorrow morning. So this is brand new. It is a Breville Nespresso with a milk frother. I've got to tidy up this van a little bit, and then gonna have a shower, do some work, and cook my dinner, cook my steak. Cheers. Love to have cooked this on the fire out the front, but I think that looks pretty good to me. Anyway, that's going to be me for tonight, guys. I am going to rip into this steak, do a little bit of work, have a nice hot shower, and hit the sack and see you guys in the morning here. Good night.
That faded away. You were the summer, I was that same old shit in me. Now you're gone, and I'm losing my mind, losing my mind, losing my mind. Now you're gone. Why did you cut me up, bring me out, and leave me high and dry?
Good morning, fellow travellers. I've woken up to a pretty picturesque morning here at the back of Canungra, here on the lake. I'm actually going to go for a bit of a walk, a bit of a hike this morning. There's a few little hiking trails up here on the back of the property. So the van last night was awesome. It wasn't my first night in the van. I actually have spent about 4 or 5 nights in the van already. So I have already done a bit of a shakedown trip of sorts. I've done about 2,000 kilometres in the van, as I said. Time for a bit of breakfast, I think. Oh, that sun is nice. So as I said, I'm going to cook myself a little BLT out here on the induction cooktop. And what a morning. Look. Whew. Anyway, let's get this brekkie underway. All right, my bacon is done. My masterpiece bloody breakfast. Here we go, a BLT. You can't beat it. Freshly cooked bacon, some lettuce, tomato, cracked pepper. Out here on the induction cooktop. Out here on the first shakedown trip in my new great Aussie TONKA 22'6" van. you guys the reason why it's good to have lots of solar. It's only about 8:30 in the morning. The sun is not that high in the sky, but I did use a bit of power last night. Batteries are down to about 71%, but as you can see there, I'm putting in 470 watts, almost 32 amps. So makes a big difference when you do have a lot of solar. As I said, I've got 1380 watts of solar. I've got two 180 watt solar panels on the front part of the Caravan that angles down, and then I've got 5 200 watt solar panels on the actual top of the roof. But it's paying for itself here because yeah, putting in 33 amps at the moment. Once I get driving, plus 40 with the car, that's about 70 amps as I'm going. If you were wondering what tow hitch I ended up getting, obviously I had to get a tow hitch to suit the 4.5 ton ATM. I went with the Kurt Rebellion, and basically went with this one here because it has a section here which is like a, what would you call it, an absorption pad. So supposedly when you drive, it will take some of the absorption with the car and Caravan moving up and down, and take some of the shock out of the back of the car here. I've also got a little shim that you can see just in here, and I've got a locking pin here as well, and there's real little movement in that as well. To pump up my airbags, instead of getting my big compressor out, which takes a bit of effort, I bought this little bike pump from Kmart. It's just one of those Anko brand, and it works an absolute dead set treat. So obviously I've got my air intakes for left and right airbag down there, and because you would never want to rely on this to pump up the tyres of your car, it would blow up, but I only put 30 psi in. I leave about, I don't know, 5 or 8 psi in the airbags. Push a button, set it to what you want it to be at, 30, 35, and it takes about, I don't know, 30 seconds per bag, pretty quick. So that's about 12, 15 bucks from Kmart. Love it. Okay, so it's time to level my van back up before I drive away, and I'll quickly show you how this works. So as I said, it's the Cruise Master's next generation body control system. So I just basically switch it on. You may not be able to see it there. And then I can go to this one here, this button. Basically, it's got a picture of a car and a Caravan, and that means you want to go to ride height. So it's going to auto level the van. So I'm going to push that button now. It then says this function will set the suspension to drive height, and on drive height meaning it's going to be horizontally level. I push OK, gives me a warning, stand back. And here it's doing its thing. Done its thing, it's all level, so I don't need to do anything about it. And obviously these bags have come all the way down, and the other ones have come all the way up because it was on a bit of a lean. Anyway, that's how simple that new Cruise Master next gen system is. You have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this little shakedown trip. Got the van all ready to go and heading home. Certainly hope you've enjoyed this little episode. If you did, give us a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, hit subscribe. And we do appreciate everyone that has already subscribed to Searching for Adventure. Until the next video, guys, we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.
That kept me alive. I said hold on, you said goodbye.